Hello. In this video, we are going to take our button clicker example of our basic website here and just add some more visual cues for our user so that's a little bit more clear to them what's going on. So the first thing is that I chose to use a text box here for my click count, which I could probably choose something different. Um, but I want to make it clear to the user that they can't just go in and change that number because that's what a text box would be for. So I'm going to switch over to the HTML. And a lot of the things that we're going to do in this video get to modifying the properties of each of these elements. So you can change different things about them and add extra settings. So I'm going to find this input tag here because that is what makes that the text box. And I want to make this a kind of input. Like I still kind of like the way that it looks, where you can't type into it, where that's not allowed. So I'm just going to go inside that tag here and add some extra attributes like we've done the ID attribute before. So I'm just going to add the disabled attribute. And all I do is just type the word disabled. So now when I run it, then this is what I get for this here. I'm not able to type in that text box anymore. So maybe sometimes that's useful to have in your pages. But what's also, to keep going with this idea here, at this point, I know that I shouldn't be able to click the upgrade button. Now, my code doesn't do anything if I click on it because there's an if statement that checks to make sure that I have enough money in order to buy this upgrade. But I could probably apply the same idea here, and then maybe I could change it and give the user some kind of clue. So I am going to find where this button is. All right, so here's the button ID upgrade. And I know that at the beginning that this isn't going to be possible for the user to click on. So I could also, still inside the opening tag here, I could also add disabled to this tag. All right, so if I show you the full line here, that's the way it looks. So there's actually two attributes that are on that button tag. So then that's what that looks like. So there's still an upgrade button there. It's just I can't even, doesn't even look like I can click on it, which is kind of the right thing at the beginning here. I can still click on the click button and the numbers still change. I just can't go in and edit whatever that is. Um, yeah. So with this being the case, I um, eventually want this upgrade button to be something that the user can click on. I want to enable this. So that's when we get to the JavaScript is how you can change these properties. Here I'm just setting them up to begin to be this way. Um, but then I can actually go in and change them too. All right, so I'll switch over to the sketch.js here. Now we think about the when should this upgrade button change? Um, because there's two basic things that we think about when we're trying to code something is what variables are helpful in solving that problem. And if you don't have those variables, then you have to make a new one. Uh, but the other thing is what function should it go inside of? Because in web apps like this and in video games too, things happen at different moments in time and you don't really know when. So functions are what really solve that problem. So we're going to think of which function is connected to when that upgrade button should be enabled again. What is the cause and what's the effect? Well, the effect is that the upgrade button is enabled, but what's the cause of that? And that's actually when you click on just the regular button, right? Because you have clicked on that enough that um, you have enough clicks to buy that upgrade. So it's not when you clicked on the upgrade because you can't, it's disabled. It's when you click on the other button. So as you're clicking on this button here, maybe you've gotten to the point where you have enough clicks now that you can buy the upgrade. So I'm going to go inside the button.onClick function because that's the when should this code happen is because you clicked on the button, the regular one, the click button. Now, should I enable or disable the button? Well, I should only enable it if you have enough clicks. So I do need to add another if statement here to make sure that clicks is greater than or equal to price. It's the same as what we had below. But what should happen then if clicks is greater than or equal to price? Well, we should take that upgrade button. So upgrade dot, and then we can dive into it a little bit deeper. Well, I added a disabled property. So I can grab that disabled property and then just set it equal to false. That's not exactly the way that we added it, that we just typed the word disabled, but this is the way that it works in the JavaScript. All right, so once we finally got to those 5, now the upgrade button is back. So we took that upgrade property and then set that equal to false. All right, so once we actually bought the upgrade and it's working, it's increasing by 2 now. Now we should probably disable the button again until we get back up to that next price. And that's a good visual cue for the user. So when is it that the upgrade button should be disabled again? Well, it's when you've clicked on the upgrade button that you've just purchased an upgrade and you ran out of money. So now we go into the upgrade on click, and it's not just when you clicked on the button. It's when you clicked on it and you were successfully able to purchase something, which because of the disabled, it's the same thing. But we want to go inside this if statement here. And possibly we could almost take it out just the way we've made this all work. All right, so you update the price of everything, um, update the value, the clicks, and take the upgrade button and take the disabled property and set it equal to true now. Just like we turned it off by setting it equal to false, we can grab it and set it equal to true. Right, so do that. Purchase an upgrade. Now I can't upgrade anymore until I get to the point that I need to be. All right, so now the user is really getting a good sense of exactly how things are working. You want to change some properties on the page to make that happen. So I want to take this a little step further. I like it being disabled, but just to make it even more clear visually to the user, maybe I can make it green or something like that. Um, and not necessarily because I love this idea in this project, but I want to show you how you can um, actually change the colors of things. So I'll leave that for the next video.